Whatever it is that drives you, bring it to the top and let it happen, okay? Here we go. Crusaders on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Crusaders!
Let's make this count, ladies. Let's bring home a state championship and just really show people that this is setting the tone for nationals and that we're going to bring it home and we're going to go to nationals with some intensity and just like really let them know. Hit them hard, come up fast.
Hello and thanks for clicking on At the Game, presented by Playtech Sport here on America's source for high school sports, MaxPreps.com. I'm your host, Casey Littlejohn at Oakland Bay Junior High School in Shelton, Washington for the Washington State Rugby Championship. For today, we will see who wins the U19 Girls Division between the Kent Crusaders and the Bud Bay Steelheads. Kent comes in one of the best teams in the nation, undefeated in league play at 6-0, and they will be facing today the Bud Bay Steelheads, coming in with a 4-2 league record. Their only defeats to, you guessed it, Kent. So we'll see who comes out on top in this one. But first, let's take a look at some players to watch for. At flanker for Kent, Brittany Larson might be the most dangerous player on the field, and she's a member of the United States U20 national team. And also for Kent, the outside center, Amanda Henneman, is a leader on the field for the Crusaders. And for Bud Bay at outside center, Bethany Boyce plays an important role on the field for the Steelheads. After an early lineout, Kent really sets the tone of the match with some hard hits and some tough tackles. And it's the Crusaders who strike first as Bria Spano tosses it back to Josie Hondolero, who gets it over the line and touches it down for the try. 5-0 Kent. And then it's Henneman with a sneaky restart, gives it up to Larson, who makes up some hay, tosses it back. And the ball ends up in the hands of number 11, Megan Rawye, who forms a stiff arm, gets by another tackler, takes it in, takes it all the way to center before touching it down to set up the easier two-point conversion attempt by her teammate number 4, Krista Moser. Kent's up 12-0. And now Kent opts to boot it long to gain some field position. And these wet and wild field conditions make for some great video and great fun on the field for the players as well. Let's look at this hit by Larson. Water goes everywhere. These girls having a blast out there at Oakland Bay Junior High School in Shelton, Washington. And coming out of the scrum now, it's going to be number 9, Devin Vieira, taking it. And she finds Amanda Henneman running alongside her, and Henneman is in for the try. And here's another impressive bit of rugby being played by the Crusaders as Vieira takes it, tosses it to Spano, who gets as far as she can before going down. Larson's going to take the ball before the ruck can form. She hands it off to a teammate. And I don't know, it just looks like the girls are having a blast out there. So if you want to learn more about rugby or how you can find a team in Washington State, go to rugbywashington.org. We see Vieira take it out of the ruck, give it over to Henneman. She gets it over to Rawye, who comes up just short here, throws the ball up, hoping to find a teammate. That will not count. Scrum, though, deep down in Bud Bay territory. And the national player, Larson, picks it up and makes a determined effort to get it over for the try. This game is all Kent, as was expected, as Kent, far and away the best team in the region. More good stuff for Kent out of the scrum. Henneman gets it, gives it up to number 15, Hannah Gorlick. And she finds plenty of green spaces and takes it a long way for another try for the Crusaders. And I don't know if this is showboating in rugby, but Henneman definitely looking confident with the rock there. Waits to find the oncoming Larson. And with a full head of steam, you can say goodbye to her. And you see her not touch the ball down until she gets closer into the middle of the field. And that's because the conversion will be attempted parallel to where the ball's touched down. And now it should be noted, because the way the scheduling worked out for this, Bud Bay actually had to play a full match against Shelton right before this. So Ken out there with fresh legs, Bud Bay with tired ones, and you see the difference. So hopefully that's something that can be remedied in the future as this sport and this event grow. And so with Bud Bay tiring, Kent finding plenty of open spaces, and this time it's Paloma Lua taking it in for the try. Touching it down, putting a big smile on her face. Bud Bay still fighting though, and number 17 for the Steelheads comes up with a hard tackle here. Kent's gonna hold on to possession, and Vieira gives it to Gorlick, and then hands it off inside to Larson. And she's just too good. She waltzes in for another try. And the Kent Crusaders are going to win the 2011 U19 Girls Washington State Rugby Championship, 50-0 over the Bud Bay Steelheads in a shortened game at Oakland Bay Junior High School in Shelton, Washington. So they host the Hardware, head off to Nationals, and I had a chance to catch up to the Playtech Sport Player of the Game, Brittany Larson.
Well, we started out our training in January, and we have 3 practices a week, and it started out kind of slow, just getting the basics in so the rookies could start to learn. And then we started to do more conditioning so we could get fit for our bodies, and we have amazing coaches to help us through the way, and great players, a lot of athletic players on here that come from all different sports, and we are actually made up of 8 different schools, so it's probably a pretty widespread team that we have, and we've just been working for nationals all year. Bud Bay has been our biggest rivals for as long as they have become a team and a club in Washington State, and they're probably the best competition we'll ever see in Washington, and they have some really good athletic players, good coaches, and it's just about really who wants it in the end, because they're very aggressive, very strong, very fast players, and so are we, but it's just more playing as a team who really overall wins the game. And then so this week we leave on Thursday for Utah, Salt Lake City, and we have our national tournament. So we made it to the U19 National High School Championships, and we're the #1 seed for the Pacific Coast, so we'll have a pretty hard route, and hopefully we just make it to the championship game and take home nationals.
So that's going to do it for our exciting journey into the rugby world today, as the Kent Crusaders win the U19 Girls Washington State Rugby Championship 50-0 over the Bud Bay Steelheads. I'm Casey Littlejohn signing off. I hope to see you once again on At the Game, presented by Playtech Sport.